But we don't care about the number of people who are the naysayers, but we care about people who say yes to us.
Hey, yo, beautiful humans, and welcome back to Creative Ones. And as always, I'm your host, Chineme Prince. Today, I have the guy. When I'm saying the king himself. So this guy, actor, director, fight choreographer, writer, editor, the list goes on and on and on and on. And I've known this guy for a while. Every time that I see him and I talk to him, there's always something to learn. So tonight or today or whatever it is you want to, wherever you are, welcome the king himself, aka Raj. What's up, man?
What's up, man? You're good for my ego, bro.
I mean, gotta give the king his due. You gotta give the king his
Of course.
due. How
And
you
I-
doing, man?
It's good. It's royalty. It's prince and king. Eh? It's
I
royalty
know,
on the
I
seat.
know. So does that mean technically you're my father now? Because
No. We're just brothers. We're just from different kingdoms.
oh, that's true.
Different kingdoms.
Yeah, that's true. Like king and prince.
Yep.
How you been, man? Been
Been
good?
good. Been good. Good to see you.
I'm gonna just go right into it. For you, like I said in the introduction, you do basically everything. Which one came first for you in the whole sequence of it all, the acting, directing, and the works of it all? Which one came first to you?
Acting came first. Even now it's my first love. I think if I wasn't an actor, I wouldn't be everything else like voice artist or a dancer or a fight choreographer, a director, filmmaker. It's because of acting. Everything about acting is what my first love was, and then yeah, so it started with that.
So the rest of it, like fight choreography, all came from because I also remember you. I saw a video where you did a dance competition. What was that about? It looks like there was a time in your life where you were more about the dance than the acting bit. What was all that process about?
Nice, you've done your research.
Oh,
Acting was something that I held on since the age of 8, thanks to Michael Jackson when I saw him on stage stand there, and that was something that grabbed me from within. And I kind of always lived in a parallel world while I was, I was the only kid at home, so I was always in this imaginary world of creating things with those figurines that we used to have back in the day. But because of action, and I loved action and everything. But I was on stage in school, in college, either performing a skit, but mostly dancing. So I love dancing. So, like I said, Michael Jackson, then in Bollywood, there's another star, Hrithik Roshan, and stuff. So anything about dancing was the only way I could connect to probably acting until I took acting as a full-time thing. So dancing, I represented Abu Dhabi and UAE in India's top Dance India Dance. It was a dance reality show in 2009, and I continued then, since performing on stage. So dancing is a huge passion and is a huge part of me.
yeah, man, I agree. Even I remember my first experience of dancing was I think when I was about 7 or 8. Same thing, Michael Jackson. I remember performing to Billie Jean with the whole outfit. Billie Jean,
Jane,
it's not my
my
love,
love.
with the whole moonwalk and
Yeah.
all that. I remember that vividly. So to hear that, that's kind of like weird because
I think we're
almost had the
all
same
his
trajectory.
students.
Yeah.
We're all his students, Michael Jackson's. So, yeah,
100%. I miss him every day. Rest his soul.
that's his soul.
What era? What era do you think has the best movies? Like you're a film buff, I know that. You're
Yeah.
a film enthusiast. What era, in your opinion, has the best movies?
I'll just name the movie Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Really, because I know, see, now the thing is we've got beautiful films now, but back in the day, now Anthony Mackie, he said something very beautiful the other day. I was watching on Instagram that back in the day you went to watch the actor's film. I'm going to watch a Sylvester Stallone film. I'm going to watch a Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Those were stars, Bruce Willis. They carried movies in the way of larger than life. We go to watch movies to escape. Yeah, I love the intellectual films. I love all kinds, but I felt the era back then had the entertainment value. Now it has the intellectual grandeur, VFX.
Yeah.
Everything's gone a lot more bigger. But the 90s, the late 90s to about 2000s, is when movies were enjoyed. Cinema was something that the families would do, friends would do, and the actors could carry themselves. I've not seen someone carry a Marlon Brando's role that he did in Godfather, or a Pacino in there was Carlito's Way, Scarface, Schwarzenegger doing Terminator 2. So those were the days when films were films. It was something that was epic and large,
Mm.
so that's why I miss those. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's that time.
I agree. The 90s did have some amazing movies because Scarface is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was just insanely,
Insane.
insanely
Insane.
gorgeous. And
You're in it,
yeah.
you're drawn in, and the fact is, you are not questioning belief when you watched movies back in the day.
Mm,
Now the audience has gotten more intellectual.
mm,
You cannot fool the audience easily. So even your script writing, or whenever we do films,
mm,
we're always writing something, understanding that the audience is intelligent.
mm.
Back in the day, I'm not saying nobody was intelligent, but back in the day, movies were just an escape.
Yeah.
It just entertained you. So that's what I miss.
Hmm. Yeah, an escape. I can agree with that.
Mm.
So, are you also of the opinion that there's no longer an original thought to filmmaking, that everything is being recycled, or do you have a different opinion as that?
No, I wouldn't say that. Yes, things are being recycled. I think majority of it is being recycled, but because of the advent of OTT, online platforms, that we're watching more content online than going to the cinema, because of where we've advanced technologically, right? From you've got Black Mirror, that's really twists your mind. It
Mm,
twists, makes you
I haven't
think.
seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, yeah,
No.
yeah. You watch it. It's every episode. I'm giving you that as an example because every episode is different from the other.
Mm,
So although things are being recycled, we our lives have changed so much. Technologically, our life has changed. Politically, our life has changed geographically as well. People are now understanding that we all are the same. Everybody laughs at the same joke in any part of the world. Everyone is scared or feels for the other character in every part of the world. So it's recycled, but at the same time, it's you have a lot to play with now, is what I
mm,
feel. Yeah, and any genre of filmmaking. Yeah,
mm,
that's what I.
mm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, me, I'm of the opinion that yeah, there is that recycling whole business, but there's still like a lot of original stories. We
Mm,
just need to dig deeper.
mm,
There's like a lot of minority communities that have all these unique stories that we haven't explored yet.
phenomenal. Yeah.
But I think with people, with the movie business
Mm,
being a business,
mm,
people need to make money. So they rely on telling the same stories over and over again because that's what people know and they will
mm,
consume it
mm,
because it's ready made.
mm.
But I think in the future, we that are still, at least we're not that as big as those guys yet, but like we up and coming, we should invest into those telling those stories, no matter
Absolutely.
the outcome.
Absolutely.
Moving on to like actor, I want to talk on your acting bit a little
Mm,
bit. As an actor, how do you get into character? Like, I know a lot of people have their techniques
mm.
into getting character. How do you get into character? Do you practice any of the acting techniques like the method acting or
Indeed.
Stanislavski and all that?
Yeah, so I studied acting in one of India's top institutes, Actor Prepares, and I loved that was the best decision I made for my craft.
Hmm.
Was going to that acting school, although it was just for 4 months. It's not about how many months; it's about what you study in that
Yeah.
given period of time. So two things I take with me when I act. One is observation skills. And fortunately, while growing up, I was always observing people, situations, circumstances. Second thing, which was taught to us, was emotional memory is the biggest, strongest asset for an actor. Emotional memory meaning you cannot have any closed doors in your mind about any experience in your life. You never know what you need to access in order to perform a certain character. So I'm quickly able to go to an instance that brings fear in me, that caused fear when I was a child, or anger in me that happened in my teenage. I
Mm,
bring it out now. So emotional memory and observation are my two strongest, you could say, my arsenal I use when I come to perform in front of
mm,
the camera, because the director or the writer writes the character in a certain way, but I need to find my connection with that character. A bit of Raj will be in that character.
mm,
I have not yet gone 100% into a character. I don't know if that is right or wrong,
mm,
but there's a little bit of Raj that will meet this character. Both of them become friends, and then we perform. That's
mm.
what I do. Yeah.
I think there is no one way to get into
No. Yeah.
character. You
Yeah.
just kind of, you know, figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
Sure, it's always nice to have like all these basics about the like Strasberg, Stanislavski, all their teachings and all that.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can get there on your own. You
Yeah.
have to find what works for you.
Yeah. You have to.
Exactly. So your movie, you just had a movie come out. because you're a full-time filmmaker. You wrote and directed this movie,
Yes.
and it's been winning awards left, right, center. Literally every award that is been that's out
Thank
there,
you.
it's winning it. What was that for you? Winning those awards. Do you feel like, as an artist, winning awards is good to get you validated? Does it help you progress, or just the mere fact of getting an award, does it validate you as an artist?
It does validate me, or rather validates the team effort that went into a film that I very strongly believed had to go out. And this movie was quite personal because it's inspired from my own story and from a very certain space. I don't want to give much that I was in, and I converted that into a film. So, in a personal experience, it made me realize that certain things you go through in your life could be your biggest gifts if you see it that way, and anything that happens to you is waiting to be told to someone to inspire somebody, and that's what this movie was. Of course I wanted to win, of course I wanted the accolades, but when it came, for the first instance when we won in Malaysia, the first set of 5 awards, it didn't hit me for about a day. I'm like, okay, yeah, it just happened. The second day I'm like, okay, it's happening. Now, when I say validation, it's validation that we did good work. The entire team has a pat on their back for what we've done. But on the other side, it's also to let people know that in UAE there are content creators, there are filmmakers who can make a difference. Like, it's a very baby of an industry which is still in its nascent stage and it needs to mature. But we have talent,
Yeah.
we're able to do something. And for the fact we did our little bit of putting UAE on the map, we want people to now notice and be
Yeah.
like, come here, we've got our bunch of people, let's do something great. So,
That's very sound actually. Talking on collaboration, I know for this movie you collaborated with like a lot of people.
yes.
How do you approach collaborating with other artists, especially if there's like creative differences and all that? But I think luckily the people we worked with on this team were regular collaborators of yours, so I reckon that was a bit easier. But say you've been on other sets, so you work with other people. What was that? What was that like? Even this one, if you have you dealt with creative differences with other artists?
So fortunately, in the very first I did was in 2019. I produced a movie in which I acted as well. Was a superhero thriller, Magnificent Man. That also went on to do really well. That was the first time I brought people that I individually worked with together. Then again, for doing Calling and the movie that I did with you, Work in Progress, and 4 motivational films that I wrote and directed. It was a team of Adam, myself, and Sid. We've worked together.
Yeah.
But then now we have a new editor. To answer your question, I'm very fortunate that my team has hungry people with no egos, but will not hold back in telling you if you're wrong or if I don't see the vision going that way. So they are people who will bring their expertise in. They're not my people in my group are not the yes people. They don't say yes, yes, yes. They'll say, no, I think this is wrong. I think we should not go this way. And I respect that because they understand my vision and they make sure that the vision is met. So they come from their field of expertise, be it creative direction, editing, sound, direction, DOP, line producing. Everyone comes in with their wealth of knowledge, but they're not just, okay, because the director said this, let's just do this. No, let's have a creative discussion. Let's have those debates. So debates, fights, arguments happens every single time,
Yeah.
but for good reason, because ultimately the product's good.
You've been doing this for a while now. What are and I'm sure there've been challenges just like there've been like victories and all that. Which one comes to mind the most?
It's the challenges with myself, which is the most. I'm not trying to sound very philosophical here, but if you can't control the noise within, the outside noise will always trouble you. So that's what I feel. So throughout the time when I wanted to do what I wanted to do, I had my mother's support, but my dad wanted me to be a businessman. But I only realized unfortunately, he's not here. He passed on a couple of years ago.
Condolences.
But he is my best friend now because spiritually, all my best performances comes from me thinking about him. That answering your previous
Yeah.
question. But growing up, because I was the only engineer in my family, the first one to be an engineer. Everyone thought I'm going to go that path, but then they suddenly saw this. They would question my parents, how are you supporting this dream of his and stuff, get a life. And then getting into the field. Now, see, again, going back to your previous question, artists don't bother about what people think, but they do bother of how many people like what they do.
Mm. Mm.
Do you get that? I just got this today while
Okay.
while
You gotta,
driving.
gotta say that
Yeah,
again. Gotta say
yeah,
that
I got to
again.
say that again.
Yeah.
No, I got this when I was driving here. Is that we don't care when someone tells us don't do this, don't become a basketball player, don't become an art actor, a musician. We don't care about that. We're very strong. But the moment we put something out there, how many likes have we got? Are people following us? Like you see the contradiction we live in. Yeah, why don't we use that kind of like I don't give up about who likes me, who doesn't. I'm just going to be true to my craft. I think the day we master that,
Yeah.
I think that's when we'll be true because we we live in a very pretentious. Our industry is very pretentious.
Yeah.
It's all about the look. It's all about not look as in what you put out. Is it good? It's all about the numbers. But we don't care about the number of people who are the naysayers, but we care about people who say yes to us. Like, where are we as artists? Yeah. So that's what I feel. So that's the challenge with me is
Yeah.
this thing. Have I done enough?
Yeah.
Who do I need to, what do I need to do for that person to notice
Yeah.
me so that I can do better?
Yeah.
And so that's the constant struggle that I have. I'm trying to get over.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the problem is we should not just go through life, we should go through life. So there's a difference in mindset.
right.
If you go through means you just break through whatever there is. So I remember it took me back to when I was learning karate. My sensei had come with his wooden block and he was like, you need to punch through it. And I was what, I think 9 or 10. And there was another guy, John. He was half Japanese, half this. So I thought it was in his genes, not being stereotypical. He just broke it. He just broke it with one go. He's my age. I'm like, I couldn't. So the sensei told us is like because you're focused about the wood. You're not focused about the space behind the wood. Don't see the wood. Let your hand reach there. And that's how it breaks. So I think we need to get there. Stop seeing the walls and just understand where your goal is and just break, break, break.
Man, this man is steady just dropping like wisdom, just like one liners of left, right, center, bro. Give me a break. I need to digest a little bit of
Take
all
it, the
this.
podcast for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, I want to take it back to something you said earlier when you were talking about the challenges. The advent of social media has have actors putting their works online and all that. The whole like situation, how many people's viewed my work. Do you think all of that limits an artist? Like you want to put out work that you love, but the idea that someone might not like it will just make you like go, oh, maybe I shouldn't post this. Maybe I should just keep this. But inside, you really want to, but the fear of it being liked and all that just keeps you from doing what you really want to do.
No, very true. You hit the nail on the head because for many years since COVID is when suddenly people became influencers.
Ah,
It just blew up. And that put actors on the backbench. Like, what are we going to do? Now, then it even forces you, should I get onto the same trend of creating those kind of videos, which honestly I didn't believe myself doing. So I'm not taking it away from the influencers. What I want to learn from the influencers and hats off to them is that they're consistently putting something out. We actors get in our own way thinking that okay, I need to put something very very high quality so it comes once a month.
Right.
Whereas these guys are belting out something or the other every single day even though I don't see myself doing that. So one takeaway from influencers, there's always that thing between influencer, actor, musician,
Yeah.
whatever is. They're consistently churning out something or the other every single day, and we need to be consistent with that. Like Will Smith also said that you need to beat on your craft. It's not enough to be talented. Lay that brick correctly, right? When him and his brother's father would say, lay the bricks correctly. It's how you lay one brick. So our one brick is our daily consistent, work towards what we do for ourselves. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that whole influencer situation. My goodness. I love the influencers. I love you guys.
Yeah, no, no, no,
It's just
completely.
like, man, everyone is literally an influencer these days.
Yeah,
It's hard to
literally.
tell one from the other.
Yeah,
But hey, as long as people who are doing something that makes them happy and they're making money in
yeah.
this tough world we're
It
living
is,
in,
it is,
then
it
I'm
is.
happy for you.
Yeah.
Everyone has someone that influences them, artists, pilots, whatever it is. Who are the artists, actors, whatever, that influence you and your work? Even from your early days till now, like what artists or actors, directors, fight choreographers, which of them? Or
So my Mount Rushmore is Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Bruce Lee, Hrithik Roshan.
bro, that's
Yeah, Bruce Lee, Hrithik Roshan, Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King Jr., um, then Abraham Lincoln, Daniel Day-Lewis, uh, Christian Bale, Heath Ledger. It goes on. My thing is why I love athletes so much, even though I'm not an athlete, but I tie it into my films is their mindset. Yeah, like Michael Jackson was probably an insomniac, and at 2, 3 in the morning, he would switch on and practice his moves 1,000 times to make it look effortless. Jordan and Ronaldo, they are people who others didn't understand, so they hated them, but they didn't understand that mental psychotic switch that they had to get the job done. So Bruce Lee, passed on at a very, very early age, which I got to know much later. For me, I thought he passed on when he was in his 40s, passed on in his 30s. But till date, we listen to Be Water, My Friend. Yeah, we still listen to those lines of what Bruce Lee says. So my my thing goes from freedom fighters to athletes to actors. And I'm trying to, it's my buffet. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to learn from their life experience. They say just copy the blueprint.
Yeah, but why Abe Lincoln though? Is it because of leadership or
No,
what?
because how many times he failed until he became the
Ah,
president?
okay.
That takes a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that takes a lot. If you the amount of failures and you still go ahead and you continue, 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 and ultimately, you are a monumental figure in human history. It's only because of the failures that he's gone through. So that's why Abe Lincoln.
Wow.
Yeah,
I never heard anyone say
yeah,
add Abraham Lincoln
yeah,
to their
yeah,
whole
yeah,
Mount Rushmore,
yeah,
which is a new term. Well, not technically a new term, but it's just like the term you used it, the way you used it right now.
yeah.
I've never actually heard someone when you said my Mount Rushmore, it just took me a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, that stuff in the
In
movies where they're
mountains,
like
yeah,
all
with the
those
faces,
mountains.
yeah, with the
Oh, like
faces and
yeah,
stuff,
okay
yeah.
now. What about the best advice you've ever gotten for career wise, just in life general?
Just get up and do it.
Get up and do it.
Just get up and do it. There was so Hrithik Roshan is a Bollywood star that I've followed since over 20 years, and I'm answering your question. He says the way to be consistent to going to the gym is go to the gym and then decide if you want to work out. But just go to the gym. Yeah, then you decide. You're going to walk back. You're going to go back. You're going to come. So I think yeah, that's the
I
one that's on top
swear,
of my
bro.
head.
Just yeah.
Too many golden nuggets, huh?
swear. I swear this is the wow. Okay,
Yeah,
actually, I'll take that. I'll take that.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Because it's about getting up, getting ready, and going and showing up. Then you decide you want to do it. You don't. Oh man, I'm dressed up now.
Yeah.
I got to look good for Prince's podcast. I better say something good now.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's right. Um, as we're rounding up, sure, you've like you said, you've gotten the best advice you've gotten has also helped you in either your career or just life. There are up and coming acts that haven't gotten to the
mm,
position that you are in,
mm.
either as an actor, director, filmmaker, whatever. What would be your advice to them moving forward?
Make sure every day you take out even 5 minutes to do something you love. When you do that, what it's like they say that when you give time to what you love will give time to you. So even 5 minutes, you want to be an actor, there is no audition, there's nothing happening, fine. You love listening to music, listen to your favorite track. You love dancing, dance. You love to write something or read a book because you want to do it, do it. So when you start, your subconscious starts to wire itself differently when you give 2 minutes, and that 2 minutes can become 20 minutes, can become 2 hours, and you'll still get to do everything that the program world has told you to do. But then eventually, what the heart says and what the heart wants you to do will start happening. So I'm not going too deep into no, do more auditions. Every day, find few minutes unapologetically for yourself to do what you love to do.
Man,
Really
this
think.
man be about to take me out of the job, you know? But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Raj,
Thank you.
it was really, 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 really lovely having you here. Like
Same here.
all the nuggets of information, the knowledge that you just dropped, I'm gonna take some of them and just add it to my own book diary. I just look at it every morning. This is what Raj said, and then I'll do that. But man, it's been amazing having you.
Thank you. No, thank you for what you're doing and to support artists, people who've, are people who've walked the different road. And I think that road is more beautiful to walk on because like we just before, I'm going to say it now, that our field, it looks like a diamond from the outside, but on the inside, the coal that goes under pressure, the dark spaces and everything. That's what our life is about. And I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think when we come back after a 15-hour shoot and we can't feel our legs, that kind of tired, I'll take that any day to
Yeah.
just sitting in the bed and be like, oh, what do I do today with my life?
Oh
No.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Always from
Oh
always from home.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. I mean, that's the job. That's what we love
Yep.
to do. And yeah, I mean, I wish this could continue and go on, but I know some of you, in as much as it's exciting to listen to us, you just want to go on and about your daily life. But yeah, thank you, Raj, for coming again. Make sure to follow him. His Raj Rao Instagram, and also to follow Creative Ones on YouTube, Instagram, and we'll drop episodes every other week. Till then, peace out.